your recent film came out, Mirage, and I have a
Yeah.
loads of questions about this film and about your career in general. So first thing first, how did this film started? And you have worked a lot in the thriller space. So a follow-up question would be: is there a recipe for a thriller film that you have perfected?
There is no recipe on it. Basically, I'm very fond of thrillers, maybe because in my childhood I used to read Agatha Christie, and James Early Chase, this kind of spy novels and thriller novels. Anyway, I don't know how this thriller interest came to me, but anyway, I'm very fond of thrillers. Whenever I watch films, I prefer either thriller or a humor, comedy films.
Yeah.
And regarding Mirage, actually, one Mr. Manoj Khatri approached me with this subject 6, 7 years back. And
Mhm.
at that time, he wanted to do it in Bollywood. And Srinivas, a young guy called Srinivas, was written the script, and we discussed the subject, and he worked on a screenplay. At that time, the entire story was happening in UK because we were planning for a Hollywood film, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, none of the actors didn't want to do that the character because the character is tend to be a pak- pakka pure villain.
Mhm.
So many of the female actors was ready to do that film, but unfortunately, no hero was ready to do the film. And 2 years, or I think 2 years back, or 2 or 3 years back, I told Manoj that let's drop this film because we've been running after this project for 5 years, and he really got upset, you know.
Mhm.
I really like this subject because towards the attraction of that subject was hero turning to be a pure villain. And
Mhm.
usually, whenever a hero is doing a negative character, there will be some justification or some sugarcoating in that for this thing. This is nothing like that. This is a kind of a pure negative character. So then
Mhm.
I thought about Asif because he is a kind of actor who never bothered about his image or his kind of character. I mean, kind of roles. Or his screen space.
Mhm.
All he wanted to. Is there anything to perform for him?
Yeah. And a follow up to that, you told this story that you wanted to make it in a Hindi, and in a fact, as a Hindi audience myself, I'm based out of New Delhi. I would say it's a loss that such an acclaimed filmmaker from Malayalam cinema was going to make a Hindi film, and we didn't get it. Though I can watch this film in Malayalam, and I will, but the thing is that, what do you think this whole experience says about the whole, culture that is there in Hindi cinema? How would you describe it? Is that uh, do you think that for actors in Hindi cinema, stardom is more important than characters? Does it show that?
Maybe I don't know because recently I approached uh, some actors in Bollywood with another project,
Hmm.
and they're also actually that character was not negative, but the screen there is some problem with the screen space, and basically there is a almost um, that importance is shared with a female character. Okay,
Mhm.
I mean there was two leads actually.
Yeah.
One is the emotional part that is the female area, and the other lead character is a hero. He
Mhm.
is an investigative officer and he has action sequences.
Mhm.
And I had a big hope that the artist will accept this subject, and it is based on a true story. But
Mhm.
we approached many actors, and they said they don't want to do it, and some asked for bigger, slightly larger than life. kind of actions. Because since it is based on a true story, we can't do that. We can't tweak after a point because it's based on a true story. And so I think they are worried about their images.
Mhm.
I don't know. That is my reading. Even
Mhm.
not only in Bollywood, many superstars or heroes are stuck in their images. That's
Yeah.
the main problem because they are scared.
Mhm.
Whether suppose if I do a negative character, the audience will hate me. I don't know. I don't know their. Uh, See, as an director, I always want to do different type of films.
Mhm.
So my feeling as an actor should do all kind of characters. But
Yeah.
previously, see, if you take the case 10 to 15 years back, there were some films where the hero did negative characters in Hindi. I
Yeah.
think um, uh, Shah Rukh Khan did negative in Basigar. Of course,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
his beginning stage, and there are some other actors who did negative
Yeah.
characters.
Ranveer Singh
But
did Padmavat. He was a negative. He played the part.
yeah. But this upcoming new actors, they are slightly that's worried about their image. But I'm not blaming not only I mean only Bollywood. It's happening in Kerala also.
Mhm.
Some actors, not everyone.
Yeah. But
I don't
and
know
do you
why.
think that
I don't know their mindset.
yeah. Do you think that this craze for pan India cinema, this rush to make big budget pan India films that would appeal to both the audiences in the Hindi space and in the southern markets also, is that the rush that has also contributed to this thinking that okay, we should stick to this larger than life cinema?
See, definitely some whenever a type of film got, I mean, uh, runs in box office, every actor has a tendency to do such kind of films. That not only in Bollywood, even in Kerala. Now, after the success of Lokah, many of the actors is confused.
Mhm.
I don't know. Recently, I talked to an actor, and he said, I canceled 4 or 5 films because
Mhm.
they narrated that films were 2 years back. I don't think that film worked. And I asked him, what kind of film was that? Uh, those kind of film, I mean, that all those films were so-called, what do you call, realistic film. I mean, uh, what do you call? Anyway, there was one comedy film, one
Mhm.
film, but in those all those films, there is nothing larger than life kind of characters.
Mhm.
So now he is looking for some larger than life character where he is looking for a pan Indian release kind of
Mhm.
films. Because
Yeah.
recently, even Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, this pan-Indian film is making big buzz in Bollywood, I mean, box office. So every actors wanted to do the same. I won't
Yeah.
blame them because end of the day, their remuneration and everything is depends upon the box office collection, you know. So, but the problem is if you keep on doing this a type of film, after a point, the audience will definitely will fed up with this kind of film.
Yeah, and I think that is what is happening in Hindi cinema as well. Because there have been this year alone, there have been many big tent poles, and they haven't clicked. And
Correct.
then you have this love story that comes out about with two newcomers, and
Newcomers.
and it lights the box office on fire. So I do understand what you are trying to say, that if you do the same kind of cinema, then people will also see that it's formula driven. I think that's what you're trying to
Yeah,
say.
in a film industry, in this film industry, I always whenever I discuss with my team, because I have my assistants who are looking for I mean independent projects. So I told them, don't worry about this kind of and don't follow this kind of thing. because in industry we need all kinds of movies. We need, if you give different genres, then only the industry will survive.
Mhm.
Because only thing is that film should have some quality. Okay, uh, the industry needs horror films, comedy films, family drama, action film, mass film. But
Mhm.
if two mass films got successful in a box office, then every filmmakers is going after the mass film.
Yeah.
If two, suppose one or two comedy film uh, uh, made box office good collection, then every the producers will come and, do you have any comedy subject? This is what
Mhm.
happening in the film industry, not only in Bollywood, even in South.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
mostly the not only the actors, even the producers are looking for this kind of following these footsteps. End of the day, it's a business, and there is no formula. So if there is if there is a formula, definitely I will use that formula and I will make every film a success, right? So there
Yeah.
is no judgment. So if there is a success, then they wanted to do the same thing because everyone wants success. But
Yeah.
after a point, the audience will get fed up with the pattern, right?
Yes, yes, they will, they will. And I think I
Yeah.
have less time, so I have two quick questions. One is that you have often said that being called the director of Drishyam makes you a little uncomfortable. So, do you feel that the success of that film, while it was career defining for you, has also become a sort of a creative limitation, and that is something that you constantly try to outgrow.
See, once in an interview, I told the interviewer that Drishyam is a blessing and a curse. Blessing
Mhm.
in the sense, actually, as a filmmaker, I got that reputation and I got that fame, and people, a lot of people started watching my works. But it set one benchmark. The problem is, if whenever I try to do a small film, the audience are not ready to accept those films. I did a small humor film like Nonakuri. Of course, it did well in box office, but there are people saying, no, you should, Jeethu Joseph, you shouldn't do that such kind of film. You should do only Drishyam kind of film. I
Yeah.
am ready to take risk. I'm not at all bothered about the success and this thing. I wanted to do what I'm trying to do is whenever I make a film, it should be a minimum standard.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
from the very beginning, I told my producer, every film is a risk. And for Mirage, it's an experimental film. And here we
Mhm.
got a mixed opinion. Some reviewers liked the film. Some reviewers said, no, we didn't came to that expectation level. They are expecting another Drishyam from me. How
Yeah.
can they compare another project with Drishyam? Of course, Drishyam 1, 2, 3 can be compared with each other. It's no problem. But whenever when I'm doing a humor film, they are comparing it with Drishyam. That's the
Yeah.
problem I am facing right now. And
So
and in every film, they are expecting big twist. And in
yeah.
this film, Mirage, some people say there are too many twists because that Mirage is a film which the story and the characterization does 100% justice to that title.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, basically, every people have double faces, right?
Yeah.
So I was
Illusion.
concentrating on that area. So almost
Mhm.
all the characters in this film are not what they seem.
They
I mean,
seem to be on the face.
you know, yeah, correct. So I was concentrating on that area. So almost every character turns to another this thing. Then the audience said, "Yeah, but this movie was good. We like the climax and everything, but there is too many twists."
So when you make, so you are working on Drishyam 3, and since you are working on that project, and there is a lot of expectations, how do you block out, all the noise that you have faced, in terms of like you should make this Drishyam, you should make Drishyam kind of films. All these noise and the expectations, how do you block out?
No, 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 I'm not going after any of these kind of this thing. See, when I did first, I never expected that there is going to be a second part, right? But after I cracked the second part, I was totally concentrating on the life of George Uti after 6 years. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
okay, here, when I got an idea of a third, it's an organical continuation of that family's life. What's
Mm-hmm.
happening after these incidents in that family? What all changes is happening to George Gutti? That's the character's name of Mohanlal and his wife, and what happens to that girl and her young sister. So, and the society, what's their attitude towards this family right now, and what the police is doing right now. So,
Yeah.
it's an organical. I'm approaching this organically. So I
Mm-hmm.
am not worried about people saying because when we announced Drishyam 3, I saw a comment below. Drishyam 2's scripting was awesome. So Drishyam 3 should be above that. I told him that please don't expect such this thing because I'm not going to make three no for another kind of scripting. Okay, another level of scripting.
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking about what can happen in Georgia, that families after 4 years, what all things. So it's an organical approach, and I am not worried about, and I am not listening to any voices.
Mm-hmm.